Jananim Saradam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadmetayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Taking shelter at the lotus feet of Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi, the teacher of the universe Sri Ramakrishna, I offer my salutations again and again. Today, some change in the introductory verse. Instead of Sarvadharma Sthapakatvam Sarvadharma Swarupakaha Acharanam Mahacharya Ramakrishnaya Te Namah. Today I have included our Ma also in that introductory verse and offered our salutations to Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi. Because we are going to talk a little bit about Ma also in today's session. Sri Ramakrishna has told Sri M in our previous learning the different types of stages that the spiritual aspirant progresses on his journey towards seeking the God, towards attaining self-realization as per the Vaishnava tradition. The 4 stages of the Pravartaka, the Sadhaka, Siddha and Siddha of the Siddha. The Baddha Jiva, the bound soul, finally finds some kind of curiosity, gets some kind of spark to know what lies ahead. Can I get my freedom from the net of the fisherman? And starts the journey. Just as he has started the journey or she has started the journey, that stage is Pravartaka. Nothing is known ahead, but with a sincere wish to know what lies ahead, Pravartaka starts the journey and then gets into the position of Sadhaka. That is a promotion from the stage of Pravartaka. Having started, okay, I have come to the bus stop now, the bus will come, or I have come to railway station, the train will come, or I have come to airport, I will get into the flight. So I have come to a point to start my journey, that is Pravartaka. And then the journey starts. As the journey starts, the Pravartaka gets transformed into Sadhaka. And then start all those spiritual practices. Japa, dhyana, singing of the glories and the names of God. All these things they start. Meditation. Then get some kind of understanding. Okay, now he has progressed further. Now the sadhaka is engrossed, is engaged in performing the spiritual duties, the austerities. From sadhaka, the person progresses, gets promoted to the position of siddha. Now he has understood something about God. Now some idea, okay, that is going to be my end result. This is where I am going to reach. Now, some kind of. And then, actual realization. And then, Sri Ramakrishna, for this particular stage, from Siddha to Siddha of the Siddhas, he has given that beautiful example, that beautiful story of how a man in the dark room is looking for the master of the house. He touches something, no, this is not the master. He touches another thing, no, this is not the master. Neti. Then finally he touches the physical body of the master and, oh, I found the master. But he has only found the master. Has he known the master? No, Sri Ramakrishna says there is still something to happen. Siddha has at least known there is God. Siddha has at least known there is some end to my spiritual practices. That is where I am going to end. But what that end is, that is still not known. And then comes the position of Siddha of the Siddhas, where the person actually sees the master, talks to him, gets intimated with him, gets close to the master. And then that is the stage of realization. That is how Sri Ramakrishna beautifully explained it to Sri M and also to us, of course. Now, this is the process. But how to, get into that process? And then Sri Ramakrishna today is going to tell us about the bhava. There are different types of bhava which a spiritual aspirant can practice. These are the attitudes that the spiritual aspirant can hold, having reached the stage of Siddha, having reached the stage of, yes, God is there. How do I become intimate with the God? Now, we need our upgradation. We need to upgrade ourselves from Siddha to Siddha of the Siddhas. That is possible by 5 ways of attitudes, the bhava, as the path of bhakti they call it. Now, which are these attitudes? Sri Ramakrishna is going to tell us today. These attitudes are Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya and Madhur. These are the 5 basic types of attitudes a sadhaka can have for the deity. The Shanta is peace. The Shanta bhava, one can approach God. One can start worshipping God using the Shanta pravritti, the Shanta bhava, the Shanta attitude, the attitude of extreme peace and calmness and serenity. This is the attitude the rishis of the yore, of the olden times, they had. They will take out everything from their minds. All the attachments, all the associations of the senses and the sense objects are cut off. And in that state of peace, they will meditate upon the Lord. That is the Shanta Bhava. Get into that peaceful mode. Get into that stage of Anandam. Get into that blissful mode and approach God. That is the way of becoming one with the God. That is the way of realizing the ultimate truth through Shanta Bhava. So Shanta is one aspect of the attitudes. Another is Dasya. Dasya is another also a beautiful way. What Sri Hanuman had for Sri Rama. Become the servant, like Master had told us, Sri Ramakrishna had told us earlier, that instead of repeating, I am God, I am God, I am God, Sri Ramakrishna had told us, take the attitude, I am God's servant. Serve the Lord, serve the mother, be your child. So, Dasya Bhava, become the servant, and servant in a wholehearted way, a selfless servant, not in the selfish manner. We see people serving masters in a very selfish manner. Okay, if I do these favors to the master, I will get this. But on the path of spirituality, this give and take doesn't happen. It is only giving the service. It is only serving the master. That is the attitude of Dasya Bhava. What Hanuman had for Sri Ram. So that is the Dasya Bhava. And Sri Ramakrishna says, to some extent, even wives have this attitude towards their husbands. But that might have some kind of selfish interest in it. I will serve my master. Will he give me a good kind of sari, a good kind of dress? Will he take care of my cosmetic requirements? So all these things, jokes apart, even wives, they adopt this attitude towards their husband. So on the path of spirituality, the most ideal example of Dasya Bhava is Hanuman and Sri Ram. Then comes the Sakhya Bhava, a true friend, friend of friend. What Sridama had for Sri Krishna, Sridama had for Sri Krishna. That is the Sakhya Bhava. What gopis had for Sri Krishna. Not most of the gopis, they had this friendship attitude. Sakhya Bhava is friendship. Most of the gopis had this friendship attitude. Some of the top-layered gopis like Radha, they had a different attitude. So the attitude of friendship, he is my buddy. That kind of, I am the closest friend of my Lord. When the two close friends, their attitudes for each other are totally selfless. The true friend is always selfless. So that Sakhya Bhav also one can worship the God. One can approach the God with the attitude of friendship. Next to that is vatsalya bhav, the parental attitude, the attitude mother has for the child, the attitude what Yasoda had for Krishna. Yasoda was not Krishna's, biological mother. Devaki was Krishna's biological mother. Yasoda was just rearing him. But her vatsalya bhav was so profound. Nanda had brought Krishna to, Vasudeva had brought Krishna to Nanda so that he could be saved from the clutches of Kansa. And then Nanda and Yasoda, they had raised him like his own son. Yasoda knew he's not my son biologically, but the way she poured her love on Krishna was absolutely out of the world. Yasoda could bind Sri Krishna in that rope. Nobody else could. That was out of her motherly love for Krishna. She was so much attached. Oh my Krishna, oh my Krishna, oh my Krishna. That is the vatsalya bhav. The vatsalya bhav Kaushalya had for Sri Rama. So that is the kind of attitude one develops. Taking up the Lord as my own child. Love him like Sri Ramakrishna loved Ram Lala. When one of his gurus he used to, one of Sri Ramakrishna's gurus used to worship Ram Lala, that small baby Ram, as as the chosen deity. Ram Lala, Ram Lala, Ram Lala. And Sri Ramakrishna also got fond of Ram Lala, and Ram Lala also got fond of Sri Ramakrishna for that matter. So the way a parent, a mother loves her child, to develop that attitude towards God, that is the vatsalya bhav. A very pure, highly selfless attitude. Yasoda knew that Krishna is not going to be with me forever, but still the kind of love she poured was absolutely out of the world. There is no comparison for the love that Yasoda poured, she had for Sri Krishna. So that is the vatsalya bhava. Then comes the madhurya bhava, the madhura bhava. Madhur bhava is where a woman is loving her paramour. Radhika loving Sri Krishna. And some senior gopis had this attitude towards Sri Krishna. They were not wedded, but they were so intimate that they considered Sri Krishna to be their whole and soul. They considered themselves to be the lovers of Sri Krishna. Lovers not in the physical sense, lovers on the spiritual plane. The lover who loves my soul loving Sri Krishna's soul, my soul loving Sri Rama's soul, like Sita had that love for Sri Rama. No other woman had that love for Sri Rama, of course. But in Sri Krishna's life, this is a typical attitude Sri Radhika had for Sri Krishna. The madhurya bhava. So Sri Ramakrishna says these are various attitudes by which one can approach God to have that ultimate realization. You can be in a peaceful mind, shanta bhava, approach God. Meditate upon God in full calmness, taking away the senses, the association, the attachment of senses with the sense objects. Just cut that bonding and put all your senses deep inside you. Meditate upon the God within you, shanta bhava, into that blissful mood. Or you can be the servant of the God, the Dasya mood, the Dasya attitude, or become a parent. Make Sri Krishna your own child. Make Divine Mother your own daughter. Take her to be your daughter and start loving the child, loving that daughter, loving that son, and try to approach. So that is the parental attitude. If not, then become a close friend, a buddy, a chum. You can call him, oh dude. That's what the close friends address each other these days, isn't it? So you can be a very close friend of God and approach the God in that attitude. Or you can start loving God as a woman loves her paramour. That give everything to Lord. Oh Lord, I'm yours. Do whatever you want to do with me. You want to give me goods? Give. You want to give me bads? Give. But I'm not going to lessen my love for you. My love for you will always be there, whichever way you are treating me. So these are the five the five attitudes: the Shanta, the Dasya, the Sakhya, vatsalya, and madhurya. Now Sri Ramakrishna says that's fine, but develop the attitude of being the child of the mother. That is the best attitude Sri Ramakrishna. And Sri Ramakrishna had this attitude. Although Sri Ramakrishna during his days of sadhana, the 12 long, strenuous years of his spiritual practices, he followed all these five attitudes. But Sri Ramakrishna says, the best attitude I found, and I'm always in that attitude, is being the child of the mother. Become the child of the mother and leave everything to her. Leave everything to the mother, and mother will take us to that ultimate realization. That bhava is not included in these five bhavas, but that is the bhava which Sri Ramakrishna practiced all throughout his life. He was Divine Mother's little child. Any doubt in his mind, anything confused, he immediately used to rush to that temple of Bhavatarini Kali, which was to the east of his, towards eastern veranda of his room. He would rush to mother and ask mother, and mother would give him answers. That was the dependence Sri Ramakrishna had on the Divine Mother. So these are the five approaches Sri Ramakrishna has told us today that we can approach, plus the attitude that Sri Ramakrishna himself had, the attitude of child for the mother. And therefore today in our invocation verse, I chanted Jananim Saradam Devim. She is our ultimate mother. She will guide us. Let us become her child and take that approach. Seek from her liberation, seek from her mukti, seek from her nirvana, seek from her the self-realization. So that much for today's teaching of Sri Ramakrishna on the different attitudes one can approach the Lord for self-realization. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swamiji.